Hello, everybody, and welcome to my mud base at the airfield in map 2. There isn't a water source on the same level as the airfield, so for a lot of people, it always seemed next to impossible to actually accomplish that. I'm going to show you how you can get mud at the airfield. So I will take a quick tour through my base so you can see just how overboard I went with the mud at the airfield. Um, yes, I do a shitload of cooking. I will explain that at some other point. I have a bunch of showers and my baby, the mud mixer. So, first thing you're going to need is climbing gear. Now, most people already have this by now, but just in case you don't, in
Shit!
this building at the
Seriously?
airfield,
Oh no. Oh
you want
no.
to grab
You
climbing
gotta
gear.
be kidding me.
Put this in your
Stupid
bag.
piece
You
of
now have
shit.
climbing gear. And for location of the airfield, you are on map 2 over here. Okay, so once you have your climbing gear and you're at the airfield, I do this a lot even during the dry season, which as you can hear is I'm not currently in. So you're going to want to grab some Ken or Bidens. I'm just going to dump them out because I'm going to put unsafe water in them. Okay, so where do you get river mud? Well, the closest place, which is actually much closer than the original place I was doing it, the closer place is over here to where you actually use the climbing gear. So head east, which is going to be towards the cliff of the airfield. And you're going to come over here to this path.
Oh no. Oh
This
no.
path is
You
what I
gotta be
refer
kidding
to
me.
as
You
Spider
stupid
Alley.
piece of shit. Oh, shit.
Um,
Seriously?
as you can tell
Stupid piece of
from
shit.
my spider traps that I have every 10 feet. Um, I will say
Shit.
that they do help
Seriously?
um,
Stupid piece of
when you
shit.
first load into a save.
Oh,
You will have.
shit. Seriously?
Come on,
Oh
Jake.
no.
Settle down, Jake.
Shit. Seriously? Oh no. You gotta be kidding me.
It's okay.
Stupid piece of shit.
I'd like to apologize for
Shit.
Jake and his
Seriously?
Tourette's.
Oh no.
He's seeking medical attention for it, and he will be fine at some point. Okay, so you just follow the path down with all the spiders. When you first load into a save, I personally believe that there are 3 spider spawns up there in that particular area. There's one over here in this general area that will track that way. There is generally one over here that tracks across there. And there is at least one further back there towards the airfield. I can show you that when we walk back. So you want to be particularly careful when you load in, when you have a fresh load into a save. You can hear them pretty
Oh
good.
no.
Now that
You
they
gotta
actually
be
fixed the
kidding me.
audio, you can hear them. So here you're going to need your climbing gear. I use teleport by using trigger because it's just way quicker, and that's also going to be relevant here in a second. Now, normally when you're doing mud, you get really dirty. So the easy way down is to just jump. And this works really well when you're moving the mud around because you get really dirty. Underwater, you clean off the quickest of any other way that you can do it. So by this time, if I would have been dirty at like a level 5, I would have been completely clean by now. So it takes about 15 seconds and you're good to go.
No. Stupid piece of
So
shit.
now you're going to fill up your bite-ins.
Shit.
So just drop them
Seriously?
in the water, grab them, put them back. Empty, empty, drop them in the water, grab them, put them back. Now, grab your climbing gear, close your bag, use trigger to switch to mud, and grab your mud. Now you have your mud in one hand and your climbing gear in the other.
No.
Walk back up here towards the rope, and it's green, signifying that you have the right equipment in your hand to actually use it. So, let me show you another way you can do it. Put that in my bag. If you forgot to get the climbing gear before you got the mud, you can still reach over your left shoulder and hit the trigger to open up your bag like that, and that'll make it stay there. At that point, you can also grab your climbing gear and go ahead and use it. Now, instead of using grab and climbing up that way, use the trigger and it will teleport you to the top. You are now at the top and you still have the mud in your left hand. It's very important not to let go of it. Mud is one of those things that if you do let go of it, it will dissolve. It won't stay. So you have to hold on to it the entire time. It also makes hunting spiders and even the puma more interesting because you can only use one hand if you want to save your mud. When it comes to the puma, there really isn't a good way to fight it off with only one hand. So at that point, you're stuck having to just drop your mud, kill the cat, and then go back and get your mud. Um, in this area, I see a spider quite a bit, as you can tell by the three traps that I have set up right there. Um, and then this one here will also track into the airfield itself. And there's another one over here by these rocks that will track across the airfield that way. So when you first get up here, it's good to look for the cat. Because if he is out here, you can actually go back around the building and you'll be able to get around without him seeing you to give you enough time to drop off the mud, and then you can hunt the cat. The cat can roam in this area. Originally, I thought it was only in that southwest corner, but it isn't. I've seen the cat literally in every part of the airfield, so you definitely want to pay attention to that. Even all the way over by um, the grappling point, I've seen him, so you want to pay attention to that. So with your mud in hand, you get back to your mud mixer. I'd like to hold it in two hands just because it makes it more difficult to not land the mud in the mud mixer. Okay, so there's one. Now you need to go get the second one. So this one I will go a little bit quicker to save some time. Um, if you do let them wander long enough, they do tend to get themselves in the traps, and then it buys you a couple days before they respawn. Um, at least that's what I always thought. Interesting enough, the other night I killed the puma over there in that corner where the pig is at. The very next day, while the corpse of the puma was still there, I was attacked by the puma again in the base. And that was the first time that's ever happened. So I don't know if they tweaked the spawn rates of that or not, or I don't know. But that was super fascinating and definitely caught me off guard. Okay, if you have ash in your bag, it'll automatically put it there and start filling it up. Now, if this was a dry season, you would use your Bidens at this point to fill up the mud mixer, which I don't have to do because it is raining right now. So I will save that water for another trip. And so that's done. So you just mix the mud and you now have mud at the airfield. So let me just show you a couple things here. If you want to live at the airfield year round, it really is not that difficult at all. Um, I have four of these, and I have only ever drained one of them during an entire dry season. Having said that, I don't use them a lot, and that's even with me doing a ton of cooking. Like, I mean, a ton of cooking. Um, these two you will basically survive off of. Um, when I wake up, I drink a full shell, and I will end up drinking about 20 units of water from the pot, and that lasts me until like three quarters through the day, and then I will drink another little thing from the shell, and that's all I drink for the most part during the day, and they fill up really quick. Like in less than, I would say, 40 seconds, they will be completely from 0 to, well, that is 25 and that is 30. So they fill up pretty quick. And rarely ever do I have to get water outside of these. Now, when I am cooking and I just get impatient because the bowl is empty and I don't want to wait for that, that's when I use the mud filter. But I mean, the hardest thing I think, or it's not even hard, it's just annoying, is when you're cutting down trees and doing gardening and making mud, you get really dirty really quick, and that's the annoying thing being at the airfield. Is if you want to get rid of it and you have the time, you walk all the way back down to that climbing point, drop down, get in the water, and you get clean. I There's a lot of times that it's like midnight. I'm not in the mood to walk all the way down there. So I just like to use the shower. It takes like 10 seconds to clean everything off, get clean, you turn it off. You can get like 5 to 6 uses off of these if you get really efficient at pulling this out, just holding it off to the side, watching the dirt meter, and then pushing it back as soon as you're done. You can get 5 to 6 out of um, each shower. I have 7 of them around my base. For me, the dry season tends to average anywhere from like 25 to 30 days. If I only shower at night before I go to bed, I have approximately 35 to 42 days worth of shower water. So it works out that way. And I rarely ever have to actually go down there to get clean unless I need to eat something during the day. Um, but another great thing about soups is it doesn't matter how dirty you are, you will not get a parasite if you drink a soup. So, anyways, that is how you get mud at the airfield. And it's not difficult, but it is time consuming. As you can see from this video, it takes roughly 5 hours of in game time to get the 2 pieces of river mud in order to actually mix it. So there's an investment to it, but it will work and you can end up with a really cool mud shelter. But more importantly, you can get the mud water filters and you can get the showers. And I think those two things are paramount to living at the airfield season round. So I do want to make more tips and tricks and living with bugs and all sorts of other things that I think could be beneficial to the community. But if there are other things that you would like to see, or if you have any ideas of other future videos, feel free to let me know. But I look forward to trying more videos and showing people how I like to play this game. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, like it. If you don't, then don't. Subscribe. I will try to get videos out more often now that I actually kind of know what I'm doing, and we will go from there. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.